I opened my front door expecting a package. Instead, a CPS worker stood there with a clipboard and a uniformed cop behind her. 2 weeks later, my sister-in-law tried to take my kids for their safety. She ended up in handcuffs outside my daughter's school. The worker didn't wait for comfort. She walked my house like a scanner, snapping photos of closets, beds, the fridge, even the corners. My kids were at school. Still, my hands shook so hard I could barely dial my husband after they left. That night, his phone lit up with his sister. He put it on speaker. I heard CPS came by. "I'm so glad someone finally reported you." My stomach dropped. My husband went ghost white. "Why would you do that?" he asked. She laughed. "Everyone sees how you parent." I had to do something. The next day, his mom called, screaming that I left the kids alone and didn't feed them. She believed every word. "Your sister would never lie about children," she snapped. My husband tried to explain, but she talked over him. CPS questioned my daughter at school. She climbed into my lap and whispered, "Why was that lady asking if you're mean?" My son came home, walked past me, and slammed his door. I stood there with my palm on the wood, listening to him sob. Then the surprise visit happened. The caseworker sat on our couch for 2 hours, watching dinner, homework, jokes, everything. My daughter kept glancing at her like she might stand up and take her. After she left, my kid asked if she'd have to live somewhere else. I just pulled her close and said, "Not if I can help it." Rumors spread fast. A neighbor crossed the street to avoid me. At my son's baseball game, the moms moved away like I was radioactive. My husband's family stopped answering, and my sister-in-law posted online about protecting children and being brave. CPS called us downtown and said there were now 3 reports, then 4. That same night, my sister-in-law called crying, begging to take the kids for a few weeks. When my husband said no, her tears vanished. "Fine," she said flat as stone. "They'll be removed either way." The next morning, CPS said she'd filed for emergency kinship placement. We hauled school records, doctor notes, anything we had. The caseworker turned her screen toward us. All 4 reports came from the same number. She said, hers. She slid over interview transcripts. Our kids had said they felt safe and loved. Then she showed photos of my sister-in-law's house. Exposed wiring, black mold, filth. She'd even had her own kids removed years ago and never told anyone. A relative confirmed she'd tried this custody grab before. The caseworker's tone changed. "False reports are a crime here. This was deliberate." She reported it to police, and our lawyer filed a restraining order the next morning. The judge signed it fast. No contact, 500 feet from our home and schools, and no more reports. She got served that evening. An hour later, she started calling from random numbers, screaming and then begging, then threatening again. We saved every voicemail. I barely slept, just paced the hall and watched my kids breathe. 3 weeks after the order, I was in the school pickup line when I saw her marching toward the building. Then the guard stepped in fast. Then she argued and pointed at the doors. Then a police car rolled in, lights flashing. Then she kept yelling, "I just want to see them." Then the officer cuffed her hands behind her back. Then parents raised their phones like it was a show. Then she got shoved into the back seat, still screaming. 2 days later, CPS closed the case as unfounded. I cried so hard I couldn't breathe. The school counselor read the closure letter and wouldn't meet my eyes. That night, my son finally came to the dinner table, eyes red, voice tiny. "Are you mad I talked to the CPS lady?" My husband grabbed his hand. "You did nothing wrong." I wrapped my arms around him and said, "You told the truth, that's all." A detective took our statements and called it one of the clearest malicious reporting cases he'd seen. My husband tried calling his mom with the paperwork. She still insisted her daughter must have meant well. When he hung up, he stared at the phone and said, "I don't have a mother anymore." In the end, my sister-in-law took a plea deal. Jail time, years of probation, mandatory counseling, and a criminal record that would follow her forever. The court ordered restitution for our legal fees and therapy too. Months later, we had dinner on a random Tuesday. Spaghetti, kids laughing, my husband actually smiling. No one said her name. For the first time in a long time, our house felt like ours again.